I've talked a lot about overblowing since I started making these videos. Nonetheless, it's a topic I still get a bunch of questions about. Time to come about it in a slightly different way. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Brian from Airflow Music. If you're new around here, I'm a trumpet player and teacher, originally from the UK but now based here in New York City. Alongside publishing my books for brass players, I've also been producing a bunch of videos with tips to make brass playing easier for you. I hope you'll subscribe to this channel and check out a bunch of other videos if you haven't already. We've probably all heard that overblowing is a bad thing when it comes to playing the trumpet or any brass instrument. I've certainly made videos about it before. It should be fairly obvious that it means using too much air or blowing too hard, yet it's still one of the topics I receive most questions about. I think it's time to try explaining it in a slightly different way. Here's how I want you to try releasing your air. Take a nice deep breath, then sigh it out, like this. Try it for yourself a couple of times. You should notice a couple of things about it. Firstly, it's nice and relaxed and there's no tension in your throat or in your face. Secondly, if you put your hand in front of your mouth, take a deep breath and sigh, you'll notice that the air that's released is quite warm. Now what I want you to do is to start to sigh and then close your mouth and release the air through a smaller hole in the middle of your lips. Something like this. At first you'll probably feel some tension in your cheeks or elsewhere in your face. If so, then sigh more gently or don't push the air so hard so that that tension subsides. Try to aim for the same easy feeling of the air moving as when your mouth was open wider. Again, blow this way against your hand and try to back off the intensity so it feels about the same as the warm air from before, even though it'll probably feel somewhat colder. If you do this, you'll probably notice that you can sustain the flow of air for quite some time, while still feeling relaxed in your face and throat, and generally not working too hard. Try it a few times to get used to this feeling, because that's the feeling I want you to aim for when you're playing. Once you have a feel for it, see if you can play a note on your trumpet, or whatever instrument you happen to play, with this same gentle approach. You may need to start with a little more intensity to how you're blowing, particularly if you're not used to releasing the air this gently, but then try to back off to get somewhat close to the feeling of this sighing out of the air. Something like this. If you're used to blowing a lot harder than this, it may take some practice to get your lips used to responding to this more gentle airstream. I recommend you practice long tones in the middle and low register to begin with, trying to back off to as close as the sigh feeling as you can. Try not to pinch your lips to control the response, but relax into it. In time, your lips will learn to release the excess tension and you become able to sustain your long tones in this gentle and relaxed manner. One of the specific questions I'm asked about overblowing is whether it's possible to play loud without overblowing. It certainly is, as you can absolutely blow more or less air on a particular pitch. But it does require practicing your dynamics carefully to get it under control. Start out at a comfortable medium dynamic, where you can play with the same relaxed approach we've been talking about. And then crescendo from there, just as far as you can without your lips tensing and pinching to hold position. You can also do the same in the opposite direction, decrescendoing to learn to play softer. Again, practice this decrescendoing only as far as you can without your lips pinching together to control the response. Your dynamic range may be fairly small to begin with, but keep practicing and work on this on long tones in all registers. Before long you'll be able to stay relaxed and maintain response, as your aperture adapts to the changes of volume of air on each note. Finally, on the subject of volume, be sure to practice this on the soft end in particular. Overblowing in the high register is especially common, since less air is required the higher you go. Training your lips to have a relaxed response to small airstreams will stand you in good stead for approaching the high register in this way. I hope you found this helpful, and that it's cleared some things up about overblowing. If so, please hit that like button. It really does make a big difference if you do, and share this video with your brass playing friends. It's much more fun for us all to play if it's less work. If you have any questions about this, or any other brass playing topic, please leave a comment below. I'll be back with a new exercise of the week on Monday, and then again next Friday with more trumpet pro tips. So please subscribe to the Airflow Music channel if you haven't already, and click the notification bell that pops up so you're notified when a new video is uploaded. I'll see you on the next video. Now, go practice!